Yeah. Good afternoon. Still morning.
Yeah, still morning.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. It's nice to be able to talk again after I've been gone for about 1.5 weeks. Trying to write code. I'm trying to write code.
No back.
Okay.
So I can't shift my head to the side to
Yes.
cross it a bit. Wait,
So,
hold on.
This morning.
So that I can how is it now?
Okay, this morning I will be talking to us about Azure App Services. Now, Azure is a very broad field. Notice, you basically cannot know it all in Azure. So I picked my specification, specialization, which is App Services. So everything I talk about and I do every day are based on App Services. Now, I connect with every other part of Azure that is necessary. Part-time, sometimes I connect with IT Pro guys to configure virtual machines and networks and stuff like that. So, my name is Dara Oladapo. I'm a DevOps advocate, I do training and I consult. This is a summary of my life. That's my website. You can reach me on any social media with that handle. You can Google me on Bing, you'll find me.
And you play saxo.
Google me on Bing. Yeah, I prefer Bing to Google. So if you love Google, Google me on Bing. Yeah, so I play the saxophone.
And the sax.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, so that is me on a normal Monday. Or Tuesday.
So, Dara, are we working on App Services?
Yes, we are.
Because I've deleted mine.
You can always recreate. Okay, so I'll start with what App Services are. Before they just used to be called web apps. Now, there's a lot of, as we said, every day there are improvements to Azure, new products have been introduced. If I go to Azure today, I can see a notification and say, hey, there's new products available in your region. Do you want to try it out? Even there are some preview products that some of us get to test before they get into production. So, Azure App Service is a combination of web apps. So, for example, your normal website is a web app. Your Conga, Jumia, all those stuff, they are web apps.
Okay.
And then we have mobile apps. Now, they are not exactly the apps that you download from the Play Store, but they are the back end for those apps. And then we have API apps for. Okay, for example, it was mentioning the Graph API. That's a kind of API app because you connect your application to that service that connects to another service somewhere else. So what you have to worry about is creating this connection, and then the developers worry about that implementing it. And then we have logic apps, which is one of the sweetest part I'm exploring these days in Azure, because it tries to make me a very lazy programmer. Okay. Now I will deal with this one by one, but I will major more on this web apps and logic apps.
Okay.
So they basically use the same engine on the background. So we'll talk about how to create, how to deploy, monitor, and manage web applications. Azure App Services basically. So I'm not much of a PowerPoint guy, so I will go to the real show.
The screen is dark, you know.
Oh
Then
yes,
we can
I
make
forgot
it
to make
lighter.
it light again. I prefer the dark side, so the
Why?
dark screen. It
For
makes me
your eyes.
focus more.
Yeah.
Okay, so by default, Azure gives you the light theme, so I'll go back to light. I think we're fine now. Yeah. Yes. So this is a blank screen. Normally, when you log in, you see something here for you. I stripped everything off, so we start from a very fresh view. Plate. Okay, now it's very simple. What you want to create is here.
App Services.
App Services. Well, tomorrow myself might try to put this side to out on the other side.
They will need to change this interface.
Yeah, there's user voice. You can give that feedback to them. If they think it's important enough, they will change it. Okay, now these are services that I currently have running. I think I should zoom in. most times.
Yeah.
I think it's visible enough.
Yes.
Alright, so this is my personal website. I run it in Azure. Because if I'm preaching something, I should be able to say that yes, I run my stuff on this. This was my former website. This was the part I was playing with, and then I just used this for some
See your subscription.
mask. So I will quickly have to switch to another browser. So I'll close this. Okay. Let me just sign in. And my password always remains the same for this. Yes, I don't want to be asked to sign in again. And I'll change my zoom level to 150. Yes, I'm back. Right, so I go to the app services. I see my personal website. Okay, so this is basically all you see, and I'll go through it one by one. The overview just shows a summary of your web application, your app service. So the resource group is in. Now, the resource group, I'll start from there. The resource group is like a container for related things that you do. For example, in a wardrobe, I like to organize my stuff. I have where I put my official wears, I have where I put my non-official wears, my traditional wears and stuff like that. I put them in compartments. That's the kind of thing a resource group does for you. So if I have anything related to my personal development, I used to develop my skills, I put it under personal development resource group. If I'm doing demo, you see a resource group called demo. You see a resource group called another thing, because I want to be able to, if I go here, I see everything related to my personal development. So let's say I click on this. I click on this personal dev resource group. I will see everything I've created in this resource group all related together. So the first one here, what's that one? Okay, my app service certificate key. Then this is my SSL certificate for my website. This is the application insight resource that I use to monitor the health of the application. This is the service plan. We'll get into that later on. And this is the main website. This is the DNS service that runs the website. And this is my database server. On and on and on like that. So I grouped everything in one, so I can decide to view my app service plan from inside here, but I'll go back to the web app itself. Now you will see on top here that you can navigate. You see the history of the navigation, so you can easily double back in case you want to quickly, than rather to go and click and looking for history up and down. So this just gives a summary. You have the URL. By default, when you create an app, it gives you that app name. AzureWebsites.net. When you create one, you will see what it looks like. And then the app service plan. Now, the app service plan, it shows the pricing plan for your app service. Now, we have free, we have basic, we have shared, we have dedicated. Well, I chose basic because that's basic stuff and I don't do much on my website. But when I see that traffic grows more, I will scale it up. And then the location is Westfield because that is the place closest to me right now. When they launch the South Africa this attempt, I'll move my stuff there. And then the subscription I want to use, on and on like that.
Can you change your location?
Where I can only change location.
When you are creating it?
Yes, I can change it, yes. So there's West US, East US, South. Yeah, I think they're about, I don't know how much they are now. 50 locations. Yeah, I don't know how much they are now. So there's the activity logs part where you can see every single activity that happens on that resource. But don't mind it, sometimes it's stuff. But don't worry. So access control. Now let's say for example I gave someone access to this. Now I won't go into access control in Azure that much because it's not part of App Service. Now, I can see people that have access to this resource. Of course, it's only me. But if I go to another Azure resource, I can see people I assigned access to be able to manage. So, for example, let's say I don't have time to develop my website. I can say, okay, guy, you are free now. Come and work on my website. I give him access to this. So I just invite him. I click on add here, and then I type the role I want to assign to him.
Okay.
Just like we did.
Okay.
And then I type the person's email address, and then I invite. The person gets an email that is invited to my Active Directory, and then they can go on and do stuff that I permit him or her to do. Okay, let me close this. So that's that about access control. Thanks. I don't really know much about that. Now, the most other important part is deployment credentials. Now, if sometimes you tend to do stuff, want to do that. For example, if I just have an HTML website and I want to put it up, and I don't use Windows, I don't use any Microsoft tools at all, but I use FileZilla and all those FTP apps, I can start to use my FTP credentials to upload my website. So this is where I create that. But most times I don't use FTP. I just push to a repository, it pulls it up, and then everything happens kaboom. Then deployment slots. Now, okay, don't mind this part. Deployment slots basically, now for example, if you want to launch a product, you first go to research, and then you do the analysis if it's market feasible or not. Then if it's market feasible, you go ahead and architect the solution, and then you develop, you deploy. Now, there are different stages of this. For example, let's say you want to launch a website that sells this. We are developing our website. There's a live site already. We don't want to pull it down. But we want to test the development site for this thing to be sure it works the way it works. But everything works on local machine. That's what developers say. It works on my local machine. Why doesn't it work on that? It always works. That's the truth of the matter. Now, a deployment slot will allow you to test that app on a live server without affecting the live website. So what it does, I'll show us more details into that when we get there. What it does is that it creates a room. So let's call your app service a house. So it creates a room in that house that houses that thing you're testing and gives it a URL of its own. And then you can test anything you want. If it's working fine, you can just do a swap to the live server and off you go. You can even set up who does the swapping. That's the way Azure works. And then, deployment options. That's one of the sweetest parts in App Service that I use. Now, I am a programmer.
Are you going to show us that?
I will show us, yes. When we get to the creation part, I'm just doing an overview of the whole stuff. So, now, I deployed this website using what we call Project Nami. Project Nami is an open source framework for doing WordPress websites using Microsoft SQL Server. By default in Azure, the only way you can create a WordPress website is using my SQL databases. And then the size is for 20 megabytes. For Christ's sake, I use one of my pictures. If I put 5 pictures, the database is down. So what happens is Project Nami enables me to use the Microsoft SQL Server for my WordPress backend. So that's what I use on my website. And it's getting that repository from GitHub. So if I have my repository in GitHub, even if I have it in my local, for example, I work in an enterprise environment, and we have the local repository, I can set it up to do this. I'll show us how that works when I get to the details. Continuous delivery. Well, this is a preview, even though I've been doing it for over a year now. So if you ask me to disconnect from that, because that is what it does. I'll show us more details into when I go into more details. So application settings is where you set what you want the application to do, how you want it to work, the frameworks and things about it. So if my website is to run on .NET framework, what version of .NET should it run on? I think I can go as far back as .NET 3.5. Well, it's not advisable to go lower than .NET 3.5 this. Then
That's low.
that is low, but some people even say write .NET 2.0. Yes.
That's very right.
And then your PHP version.
Yeah.
So you can decide to go for the latest version, but of course, when you are in production, please go for the most stable version. Go for the most stable version. Yes, someone like me, I will go for the beta version because I want to see how things work. I don't mind breaking things on my website. Because if I don't break it, how will I learn? So that is me. But if you are working for a client, please do the most stable version, except your client is someone like me. I like to break things. Okay. Now, the sweet thing about App Service is that it supports almost any language on it. You can see Python, you can see Java, on and on like that. So you can select your Python version. If you code Python, you can select your Python version and then deploy it for Java. If it's Java 7 or Java 8, then you can select Java app type for people that code. And then you can decide, do you want this website to run a 34-bit machine or in a 64-bit machine? Actually, what App Service does is that it creates a container for inside the server. So you can decide what server you want it to run on. If I switch now, what just happened is that they move my application from that 32-bit machine to 64-bit machine. It's not like they move it manually. They have a script that does that. So once I click, it go ahead and do the move. And then do I want my website to always be on? Of course, yes.
Always on.
And then what HTTP version do I want to use? Well, let me just stay with what they recommended for me so that I'll be safe. Yeah, FTP access. So if I want to disable FTP, I can decide to do that. If I don't want
FTP access.
Yeah, if I don't want a non-secure connection, for example, if the person does not have secure certificate to access the website, I can decide to check this, and then an FTP protocol alone will not be able to. Application insights helps me manage we call it telemetry, just the health of my application. We call it application performance monitoring. How does my website perform in a live environment? What exceptions are being thrown on my website? Who is visiting? Where are they visiting from? When do they visit? What kind of device do they use? What's their IP address? Is it a virtual machine they are accessing from? Are they trying to hack my website? Things like that you can detect from application insights. So if I click on this application insight resource, come on. I'll have to resume. Yes. Okay. Okay, so I can see that my website takes an average of 2.84 seconds to load. As the page takes an average of 2.84 seconds to load. And I've had 341 server requests in the last 24 hours. Well, good news, I have no failed requests. But I can drill down more into this if I go on to, where do I even go?
This is application insights.
This application insights is part of the App Service platform. So I can see that, let me click on server requests. So I can see, so I think the most traffic came to this. So the longest time is about 3 seconds to load this. So this is the overall health of my application. So this is the highest possible time it took. Some took 1.7 seconds, probably the pages that don't have much content. But my own page, of course, is what we call this.
And
know that. Yep.
If you have chat monitor on your website, chat with us, does it also monitor?
So that comes in the part of dependency. Let me show you that. I'll go to application now. I clicked on the application insights resource here. And then I clicked on server requests. So that's how I got here. Okay, I wanted to show us application map. So I go back to the resource itself and I click on app map. Let me increase the zoom again. So this is the map of my application, but I love to use things preview. That's why you first saw the preview map, because I like things to show you. Okay, so I've had a total of 347 requests, no errors. What am I even clicking here? Okay, I think I'll go to a more detailed application that shows more details instead of this that has no error inside it. Okay, but let's just go over the rest of the platform before we go into details. Alright, so there's a part of managed service identity, even though I've not used that feature before, so I won't go more into that details because I've not used it before. Then if I want to back up my website, maybe I can set the frequency of backup. But it's telling me I need to upgrade to the premium plan. I don't really need it, so I'll ignore it. Now, custom domains. I said before that when you create your app service, the website is .azurewebsite.net. What happens is I can set the domain name that your website can. So, for example, you can buy a domain name from Google, HostGator, GoDaddy, One-on-One, any place, and then you can import it right inside here. So, I think what I used to do was I buy the domain name externally, and then I go and set the IP address somewhere on my name server, and then I come back here to do the stuff. Yeah, it's just about 5 steps. It's not that stressful. Just that. So, what happened was that I bought the domain name. So, this is my domain name, www.com, and then I also decided that I only want HTTPS access to my website. So if you are visiting my website and that HTTP to direct you to HTTPS version of it. It's as simple as that.
So
well, one of the some browsers, for example Google Chrome, very soon website that don't have HTTPS, they will not allow it. That's the news. I don't know if they implement it or not.
Is it the S?
Yeah.
The
So
S
I applied an SSL certificate here. That's why I
So
have
did you get the certificate just part of Azure?
Yeah, you can get certificates in Azure or you can buy it externally too. There are two ways. You can buy it externally or buy it from Azure.
So which means Azure is more expensive. That's why I bought it externally.
No, this SSL certificate I bought it inside Azure. So what they did, they just removed it from my Azure credits.
Okay. Wow.
So, but if I do the white card version of it, and you now have your card attached, it won't work. Because that's about $200 and something dollars. So I just use the single domain because what am I doing? So SSL settings, yeah, that's where I imported my SSL certificate. So if I want to add a new SSL certificate, normally I would have done the import from somewhere. I choose the domain I want to assign it to, and then I add the binding. But since I've done this, I'll leave it like that. But what I can try to do, I think I can spend $60 again today. So when we get there, we'll do it. If I still consider doing it.
How much?
$60. So networking. Now, this networking part is I deal in an environment where there is much security policies. For example, banks, enterprise environments, they want their stuff to always be secure. So they have virtual networks for almost everything. For the internal development, they may have a virtual network where they work. For their external stuff, it's kind of damn messed up. That's where it's supposed to be. They want to be very secure. So you can set your virtual network configuration so that your app can connect to those services from inside the environment. For example, they have servers that have critical customer information in their data center. They need something to connect to it. So you can set up all that right in here, but I'm going to those details. Now, there is what we call the app service plan. The app service plan basically is choosing a pricing group for your application. Now, I have basic, which is what I use for now. So you can see the basic features of it. My website runs on 1.75 gig of RAM, and then I think I get charged $0.044 per hour. So for running that app, that's the amount I get out of my credits every hour. That's kind of cheap.
That's about how much per month.
I think I spent about I don't do calculation because sometimes I don't even run out of these things.
For this side now. About how much is the for this side?
For this side, €0.
For this side.
Yeah, but I can check my billing details to see how much exactly I spent. That's how much credit I spent.
How come it's zero? Okay,
Because I don't spend my own money. I use my
Yeah,
own
that
credit.
was automatic.
Okay.
So when you start charging your clients, so you can use that to measure. So, for example, if I'm running an e-commerce site, so of course just get it more traffic and chop more money than using a basic plan. So these are the basic plans we have. We changed the view since the last time I visited here. So there's the production plan. We have the standard plan, which of course has more features, of course with more money involved. So it has. So if I go back to dev and you can see it only has 1, 2, 3, 4 extra features. If I go to shared, you can see it has more features. So you can configure daily backup for your website. You can do storage. You can have 50 gig storage account where it stores some things you decide to store about it. Manage traffic to your website. If you want to block traffic from a country, if you want your website to access from Russia, you can configure it there, the traffic manager. And then, if you want something custom, you have to talk to Microsoft about it. That's the part where you have the isolated. Of course, it's money. Alright. So, scaling out. Now, when we talk about scaling, you can either scale up your service, scale up or scale out. Now, scaling up simply means you are using, it's just like upgrading the kind of laptop you use. For example, I used to use a 1 gig RAM laptop. 1 gig RAM laptop, 1 SD card drive, I was very fine with it. But when I started doing more work, I had to go to 2 gig of RAM. Still using my same hard drive. That is scaling up. I'm upgrading the hardware where I run my things. Now I use a 12 gig RAM laptop, even though it's not enough these days. And then very soon I will upgrade. That means I'm scaling up my infrastructure where I do my things. Scaling up means I'm creating multiple instances of my application. For example, if I want to drink more tea, I can try to increase the size of this cup, get a bigger cup, or have this cups multiple times. So having this cup multiple times is scaling out, increasing the size of the cup is scaling up. Okay? That is that. So I can decide, so currently now I have just one instance of my application running. I can decide to scale it up and scale it up to 3 instances. Well, that's because of the service plan. If I had a higher service plan, I could scale up more. But well, 1 instance for now works for me. Yeah. Let me discard the changes. Web jobs. I don't know why this thing is still showing in Azure because technically, I think that's the web job. You're supposed to upgrade this thing. So a web job basically is like a monitor that runs from time to time, like a security. I don't know. Some of us that live in very archaic environment. We have a hot color there that goes around every night.
Which one is very archaic?
That's what
If it is archaic, it's archaic. If it is tush.
Archaic long.
So they go out 12 a.m. every night. Go long bele, 5 a.m. They do the same thing. So what a web job does that you schedule what time it runs and it does some certain tasks for you. So for example, if you want to check So I do something for a client that every day by 12 a.m. a script checks a database somewhere, and then puts that data, puts in another database. That's the kind of web job. So you can set the time, for example, every 3 a.m. check how many new users I have in my database. If they are up to 20, send a promo something to them. You can configure that thing inside web jobs. But right now, I think web jobs are kind of fading out. We have what we call logic apps.
I was about asking.
Which is
that okay, since so what's replacing web jobs now?
Web jobs are logic apps.
Okay. And we're still going there.
We're still going there, yes.
Okay.
Push, if you want to configure push notifications for websites, for websites and applications basically. So this has to connect to another kind of service. But we won't go much into this about that. If you want to go more deep dive, we can treat it at a later date. And here I can see the properties of the web application. Yeah, you can't see this thing because I've marked it. So you can see the IP address and every other thing. But let me just skip that. Yeah, automation scripts. Well, if you are not very sure of your scripting skills, don't go to this part. Now, it was talking about ARM template the other time. Now, if I want to clone this website for another person, I can just download this script. So it's trying to generate the template for the website for me. So it generates the exact same configuration of this website. And I can take that script and run it in any scripting environment I have and push it up. And then it generates the same exact clone of this website wherever I want it. So for example, if I work in an enterprise environment where they love to script everything, but scripting is fun these days. I started doing scripting and I realized that I'm using so much. So you can take these scripts and probably say, okay, they'll just call the IT manager. Hey, IT manager, you want to create 5 more instances of this in our environment. What will you do? Instead of having to create the website again, do FTP up and down, you can just take these scripts, go to PowerShell ISC, just do 1, 2, 3, and the script runs 5 minutes. Okay, I've created 15 instances. How did you do it? Well, you have to increase my pay. So now I did it. So that's where some of us boast, where we want to collect more pay from our managers. So
this script now.
So you can just download the scripts and
can you
somewhere else.
Sorry, this the app services. Can you incorporate it in SQL? I don't know. I'm trying to.
Yeah. So for SQL, now when you are creating the resource, well, I didn't create this with SQL because. So I said my website has a MySQL Server instance that has database tree, so I can decide to connect. If I go to, let me check. Let me go back application settings. Yeah, that's where it is. Okay. Yeah, you can see that database it connects to. So if I go to this database server, I can have it. So, by sometimes Microsoft tries to make life easier. When you are creating the web, they tell you that I create web app with MySQL, web app with SQL server, web app with this. We'll get to that very soon because I'm about to be done with all these notes. Should I get into this? Now, let me just treat one more feature and then we're going to creating things where we do it ourselves. Now, CORS. What is CORS?
Also, region resource sharing.
Okay, what this does for us is that, for example, I'm creating an e-commerce application. I would like to draw here. Yeah, I'm creating an e-commerce application. It will have a mobile app. Something is wrong somewhere. Okay, I'm creating a mobile application. So let me put the icon button here. So this is my mobile application. My e-commerce website already. Okay. My e-commerce website has a front-facing website. Let's take the Jumia for example. I don't know the architecture, but I will assume this is what it is. They have a front-facing website, jumia.com.ng. Let's put that right here. So this is what the website will normally look like. Don't mind my drawing skill. And then they have an API on the back end that this website connects to and this mobile app connects to. Now, sometimes when they want to launch an app, they say, okay, from, should I use Russia again? Let's say Slovenia. One bad guy in Slovenia is trying to hack our e-commerce website with an IP address. And then he's trying to eat this API because that's what powers everything. What URL does for us is that it only allows this web service and this one to be the only things that can access this API. So this is how it works. Allowed origins. You can set the IP address, HTTPS. Set the IP address where you want the website to be accessed from. So any other IP address or URL trying to access it will be blocked.
So we do this today. Or like you have to write code.
Yeah, now you don't have to write it anymore.
Table of IP address.
Yeah.
There's no need of writing the code again, just put in the web address and then just stop.
Yeah, even if you are derived from local hosts. Now, for example, Mac is not from local hosts. Sometimes you have an API and you are trying to sign up a user and create something in the database. It will not allow that access because you have not added it in TRX. So once you add all the allowed origins, if it's local host, ports, font, 25, everything just works smoothly. So any other IP address or URL trying to connect to it will be denied access. Okay, I think we'll now go to the real hands-on. Enough of talking about how. Let me go back to my main dashboard. Shall we have fun?
That's good, yeah.
Okay, what I do is I click on create a resource. Now there are tons of resources I can create. We've gone through these steps already, I guess.
Yeah.
So, what I'm concerned about is web app, logic app. Basically, you can do all kind of. You can see the API app down here. I can deploy a template. You know that's just nice. So you can deploy it, just pressing the thing and then it goes off rather than going on click. Yep. So, but I'll just go ahead and say see all, so I can see everything that I can even do. So this is what people create most times: web apps, storage accounts, function apps, secure database API applications. You can see our lovely WordPress here, which I'll never use again.
One.
Yes, it's not cool. Yeah. So you're asking for database the other time.
Okay. Plus.
What it basically does for you, it takes one more step of stress away from you. It creates everything inside one place.
Okay.
So
yesterday, I think yesterday we had to deploy. Yeah, exactly. We created it two differently. Then we now brought in the database into it. I think that was what we did.
Yeah, this makes it easier. Just configure everything all at once. But if you have the database already, you can just go ahead and do this. Yeah, you can deploy plenty kind of web apps. So I'll just click on more. You can see they are all here: Drupal, WordPress, Joomla, Ascent, whatever, Magento. Yeah. So, audio.
Time.
So we can go ahead. Come and see how we do it. Okay. Now, okay. Let me just click on normal web app. It gives me the view of it, how it looks and everything. I click on create.
It was created yesterday.
Okay, now it's create. Good.
I think we created it, also.
Okay, but if wow, that is one more thing. This thing's changing every day. So you can decide where your web app runs from. Windows, Linux, or Docker. Do we know what Docker is?
No.
Docker. Okay, Docker is a container service. So it allows you, for example, people that are microservices, you want to split your application modules into different ways so that you can have a view of them individually. So containers everywhere, and one of the technologies that is most popular and most used is Docker. That's just how I say. If you want to do Docker more, it's another whole week of training session. So I still love Windows for now. So I'll choose Windows. I can start to create a new resource group, but every time I don't need to do this. So I'll just go ahead and put it in my demo resource group. And then give it an app name. I'll say, let me call it Azure. Azure Bootcamp will be taken already. Let me give it my signature. So anyway, if you GWL attached to anything, that is me. Okay. Do I want to add application insights to it? Of course, I want to see the health of the application. But you can decide if you want this or not. I advise you want it.
Can I create a new one?
You have created.
Yeah, of course.
I deleted one and just created.
How do I delete?
New app insight resource.
Can you show me how to delete?
So when you get to the overview part, you see delete button on top where you see start, restart, stop, all those things. You see delete somewhere on the far right hand corner.
Okay.
Why not create a new one and check the two? You have enough credit.
You know, yesterday when we were creating, at a point, it wasn't deploying. You remember? They
Okay.
were having that issues of name stuff, so I don't get.
So what I do most times, because most of the games I want to Microsoft, I used it. So I just put my signature.
You understand? So I don't understand. So I think I need to delete
At least
and create a new
you
one.
can't come and go and use my signature. I'll see them. Alright, so I still love to use West Europe, and I try to put it to my dashboard. I go and click on create. Then it goes through a couple of seconds to create the web application for me. You can see it's submitting deployment scripts. Now that just takes a little bit of time, some seconds basically, hopefully. Now, how I want to deploy my web application now depends solely on me. For example, I love to code things from scratch, and that is what I will do. But I won't write much code, I just use the boilerplate templates. So I will launch. Okay, most of us use Windows just on Mac. Should I consider the Mac person? Do you run Windows VM on your Mac? Okay, since everybody is doing Linux, let's go the Linux way. How many of us know how to use command prompt? Very well. Okay, semi well.
To use it like to launch it or
To launch and type commands inside it.
Is it not the same thing? Then you put
Yes.
the whatever thing
command
inside.
line, but at least I can copy the command from place.
Alright,
Copy
so
and paste now.
let's do some things. Alright, so welcome to my world. Okay, let me just use PowerShell from scratch. Don't mind me, I fall in love with PowerShell. I can do my command prompt stuff with PowerShell, so why should I use command prompts? Teach it. Alright, so I'm going to a directory, that's my code repository.
Is this from your local machine?
That is from my local machine. Okay, so what I want to do, because sometimes in the exam, I don't know if they've upgraded the exam, they can ask you what command to use to create a new .NET Core app. So what I'll
So how
do,
did you get here? Sorry.
I did window R and I typed PowerShell. But if you use a Mac, just use your terminal, if you use Linux, I don't know what they use. Bash. Alright, so I just typed .NET new, I'll call it Razor. Okay, let me even do this. So you see a template of .NET apps I can deploy. I'm a .NET guy. It's not my set. So I can decide, so I'm going for this part.
So what did you type?
.NET new. But don't worry about all this. I'm just trying to create an application. You don't have to worry about how I did it.
You are doing this locally from your PC.
Locally from my
right
PC.
now.
Yes. .NET new Razor. Let me call it Azure Bootcamp. So what it does is create the .NET application for me using a Razor template. And I can decide to go ahead once it's done creating to open it. Okay. So I open it in Visual Studio Code. No, don't worry about all these ones. So this is the code that was generated for me. You can see this startup class. Don't worry about that. Oh, my theme again is dark.
Change it back to white.
I don't even know where to change this one inside.
Reference.
Huh?
Fine.
Preferences. Color theme. Okay. Don't do this to me.
Just use white.
Don't do this to me. How long did I see this? Okay, I think it's better. So this is just the source code, blah blah blah, like that. Don't worry about all this. Let me just run it for so we see how it looks like. I'll just go to .NET. Sorry, not Fortinet. .NET run. Hi camera. Now once it reaches 4 gig of it, stop the recording and go on. Okay, my website is live at localhost 5000. Localhost 5000. And this is my website. It should be up and running. This is it. Beautiful website. Now, what I want to do now is deploy this website. Now, there are many modes of deployment. You can decide to deploy from inside. Where's Visual Studio Code? Yeah. You can decide to deploy it from here. Yeah, divided
you
this
can
as
connect your Azure App Service to.
Yes, I can. So I just add the account down to use. Oh, it's here already.
People are very alright.
So I select subscription and all that, but I won't go through this route. I'll go from inside Visual Studio. I'll launch. Okay, let me do this. Repos, Azure Bootcamp. I open the C# project.
I don't understand what you're doing. I'm just trying to create the, what we are doing is to create everything. It's just going to.
Okay, so once I do this, I will deploy. We'll see it's running, and then we will do the same. Deal? Do we have a deal?
Yeah.
Yes, we have a
We
deal.
have the losses.
No, that's lost. I can show you the recording once I'm done. You can follow the steps. Ah, the recording is there. Okay, so this is it. I right click here. Oh, it's dark again.
Don't worry. No, I don't mind. What?
You manage this one. This one interface I hardly change. No matter what. You can see. So I click on publish.
How did you get to all of this?
I open Visual Studio, that's where I code from.
So it's about coding.
This is about code. I'll go to the non-coding part of it. Don't worry. So, do I want to create a new app service from inside there? Well, I have it already, so I go ahead and select it. And I click on publish. Then it launches another interface where it tells me where I want to deploy it to. I think this time around I should change to like Q theme. Let's change back to light. Okay. So let me go over this process again. In light mode.
Can we do the short break? I need to carry that somewhere. Now.